Part of the Eucharistic revival is asking us to go out on mission, to go out and invite others back to the faith, back to the church, back to a Eucharistic relationship with Christ. Now, oftentimes we say that, we tell you to go do that, and it just seems, oh, it's way too much, it's overwhelming, I can't do all of that. So we're going to keep it simple. We're going to ask you to walk with one. Walk with one. You can't convert the world. You can't change everybody's heart. It's God's job to do that, but we are called to participate in it. So I'm going to invite you to walk with one. This card has a beautiful image of our own monstrance and a beautiful image of our church on the front of it. On the back of it, it gives you a simple 4-step process on how to walk with one. It's a great there's a QR code that links you to a great website, gives you some beautiful ways to pray, beautiful ways to use this tool. So the first step is to identify someone in a spirit of humility. When I was talking earlier about some of those people we know in our life that have walked away, maybe are no longer practicing, whatever that might be, there might be somebody that immediately comes to mind for you. I'm going to invite you to pray for the Holy Spirit to guide you or to show you who you are to walk with. It might be one of those people, but it might be somebody surprising to you. It might be someone that you wouldn't think of, that the Lord puts on your heart to walk with. So pray for the Holy Spirit to show you one person that you are to walk with. And then secondly, intercede for that person in a communion with the Holy Spirit. That QR code takes you to a prayer tool. That's a beautiful way to pray for someone, to enter into a place of intercession for them, to pray for and with them, just to lift them up in prayer, that they may have an openness to the invitation, an openness to what God might be calling them to, an invitation to deeper healing and conversion, wherever they are in life. Praying for them, interceding for them is an important step. And then find ways to connect with them. It says here, in Eucharistic friendship. That might begin in a simple conversation over a cup of coffee, over lunch, a walk on a Saturday morning, walking with them, spending time with them, hearing and listening empathetically to their story of life and sharing your own as well. And when there's an opportunity to talk about faith, when the door opens up, maybe talk about your faith, talk about what Christ means for you. Just sharing that gently and with the confidence of the Holy Spirit, the confidence that God will give you in that moment, trusting in that Holy Spirit. And through all of this, you're continuing to pray for them, continuing to lift them up in prayer. And then, finally, invite them. Invite that person to a path that is most suitable for them. Now, for some, it might be an invitation to come with you to Mass. That might be the first invitation for them. For others who've been away for a while, that might be a little intimidating. Maybe they need to be invited to a social gathering. Maybe they need to be invited to come participate in our day of service in November, the Love in the Heart of Christ. Some people, that's a place for them to enter into a relationship with Christ once again. Maybe they've been away for a while, they feel some shame or guilt, and they need to go to reconciliation, and they've expressed that. Bring them. Go to confession. Bring them to the sacrament of reconciliation. Bring them to an encounter with Christ. And if it is an invitation to Mass, tell them to come with you. Tell them you'll come and pick them up. Come share a ride, give them a ride to Mass. Maybe there's something that's keeping them away. But you're simply an invitation, simply a conduit of God's grace. If they receive it, that's beautiful. If they say no, don't be offended, don't be worried. God's going to work. God's planting seeds in their hearts and their lives. So I'm going to encourage you, as we enter into this next phase of this Eucharistic revival, We are all on mission to share the good news of Christ's love with the world. We are all called to invite one. We all have a different circle of influence. You know people that I do not know. You know people that need that encounter with God's love, and only you can do it. I can't. The person next to you knows somebody else that needs to be invited. Imagine if we all did this, if we all took this opportunity to invite one. What a powerful influence that would have in our parish community and throughout our Catholic community. I encourage you, as you come forward to receive Eucharist today, to receive Jesus, who wants to feed our deepest hungers and wants to quench our deepest thirst with his body and blood. He wants to share his life with us. Ask for the grace to walk with one this year. Walk with one throughout these coming days and weeks and months, and be amazed at God's grace at work in your heart and in their hearts as well.